This particular movie is called Aoi Sanmyaku. It's Blue Mountain Ridge, or something like that. That's based on the novel by Yojiro Ishizaka, and it's about this culture change or atmosphere change after World War II, where people become less conservative and is more progressive in terms of people's happiness and freedom. Especially in Japan, just because they are very traditional society. There's lots of baggage, old culture, old way of living, I would say, especially human relationship and so forth. It's not as modern. It's not like a bright, happy type of situation. But that's changed after, after Meiji era and after World War II, especially when all the American influence came to Japan. That freedom is the best, and so a lot of people around that time felt, we have to progressively keep this new phenomena of freedom of thought, freedom of love, something like that. And so when I was like a teenager, probably I was 12 or 13, I went to see this Japanese film called Aoi Sanmyaku. That was made probably 1960s, sometime 1963 or 64, I think it was made. And even that time I felt, wow, this is nice. This story is more or less like, you don't live in an old time, very gloomy, very a lot of regulation bound life in terms of your everyday life and everyday love life, especially more or less like you become free, therefore you tend to probably growth of these old traditions, old style of life in Japan, and so that's probably I felt very agree on this particular philosophy of a new life with freedom in Japan. And so this particular film have this song associated with it. This particular song is or has been very popular in the Japanese popular music scenes, I would say. And the oldest movies that was made by based on this Yojiro Shizaka's story, I think in 1949. That was the first one. I didn't see that at the time at this particular old film because I was just born in 1948, so I didn't know that. But definitely 1963 or 64's movie, I saw it, and then later 1970 maybe, close to 60s, late 60s, there was another movie made, the same story. I didn't see that, but later I saw that just a few years back. I went to look for that particular movie because I love this particular story so much, and I had to see this particular film, and I like that too. So there's a many films made in the past, but the last night I found on YouTube again, and so I started to watch. And this is like a part one, part two. This long film, but I think among the film that made out of the story, I think it's the best one. I would say it's a black and white film, but I would say most. I think I have a liking of the actors and actresses in that film and the way they made the film, and I like that. So it's about this young female teacher who is beautiful, came to this particular, I think, junior high school or high school, I would say. Yeah, that's probably junior high school, maybe. All female school. And so she encountered this particular the traditions or tradition bound society. This is like a small, I think, sea town, like you can see the harbors and stuff, so it's somewhere near the sea. But the title of the story is the Blue Mountains. So the Blue Mountains is in Japan. The mountains and seas are together all the time. You always associate Japanese scenery with the looming tall mountains together with Pacific Oceans or Japan Sea or Inland Sea. All these water scenes there. So that I think this particular story took place, and it's about this young female teacher's struggle to make people's mind open up for more freedom, and the way of thinking is like restricting people's happiness. She wants to get rid of those things in such a way that the world is changing. After the war, everything is very much changing, and therefore we have to change accordingly. But cultures and traditions are very stubborn to remain there. So it's about fighting with this traditional stubborn idea, against this new idea of freedom or happiness. So as a young person myself, I really sympathized with this particular film, and I really liked it. And there's this song used for this movie, which is very, very popular even today. I think if they are having a TV program of somewhat the anchor kids of after the war or something. I think that's very, very popular music. It's like this. 明るい歌声にまた起きえる花は咲く青い山脈雪割り桜旅の果て今日も我らの夢は行く I forgot about the lyrics, but something like that. And this song itself is a very, very nice meaning to it. It's about you have to discard this old jacket which has old traditions bound unhappy life regulations and you know people's rules that you have to throw them away because it's a new era, and so you have to be more free and you have to be happy, especially concerning about love, among people. I think you have to be open rather than closed. Society, you have to be. If you love someone, you have to somewhat express your happiness through this love. So yeah, this particular song was very popular at the time, and even today I think it's very popular. So YouTube had lots of but particular songs listed there, and this movie also, I think you could see at least this 1949 versions, 1960s versions, 1970s version, at least 3 of them you can see. Yeah, so I saw that the 1949 movie, more than 2 times before, but because I found it again, I saw it again, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful, depicting this feeling of new era, new expression, new freedom of expression in otherwise very traditional lives of Japan. So yeah, this is called Aoi Sanmyaku. I think it's very difficult to understand when you don't understand the Japanese much, but there is this movies with English subtitle as well, so it's not that bad. But I'm not sure how the non-Japanese people feels about this movie and this particular fiction, but it's very significant idea of a new Japan. After the World War II, people start to make this effort to be westernized as much as possible, thoughts and the philosophy, lifestyle, because in the past the Japanese society was more or less like restricted through all those 200, 300 years of samurai culture, that they can only survive in the particular culture. You have to have this particular rules to live harmoniously with other people. But that's already at the time after the war, I think it's changing. For me, it is amazing that I still love this particular film, because it depicts my youth, it depicts my longing for freedom, a longing for openness or something like that, rather than closed society, bound with traditional lifestyle, very unhappy rules to keep people not to express their own feeling. And so some of the lyrics of this particular song, I say you have to throw away your old clothes, and you have to wear new clothes or whatever, and you have to open up wider for your possibilities, for your dream, and so forth. And so this is a very nice, upbeat sentiments of this song and this movie as well. That at the end, you kind of very elated because of the all those struggles and mishaps happening in this particular film, all through the film, because of this old style traditional way of life, believing people against more freedom, singing people, and at the end I think freedom people singing this particular songs with bicycling in a beautiful coastal road. And so that's very rating. I think this particular film, to me, it's like a sense of the Japanese psyche after the war, who realized, yeah, there's a happiness in freedom, and there's no happiness in very restricted, sad type of lifestyle of traditional Japan. So you have to get out from that traditional Japan to become globalized, internationally, reversed Japan, I would say. So, yeah, it's called Blue Mountains. Japanese name is Aoi Sanmyaku. And Aoi Sanmyaku means, I think, the blue mountains. In Colorado, there's a mountains ridge there, which I really became to love. Just looking at them, you have this particular feeling of this nature or wilderness, loving people's idea, which is nice, I would say, which is very, very precious. Japan has, the small island country. There is an ocean, Pacific Ocean, Japan Sea, Inland Sea, together with very high mountains there. So mountains and ocean view exist side by side in places, and that's where most people live, along this coastline of Japan Peninsula. And so that's also very, very effective for Japanese psyche. So yeah, if you have a chance, if you have this patient of tolerating the language and everything, I really recommend to see this film. Yeah, so for Japanese people mostly, I think this mountain scenery, mountainscapes is very, very strong in their heart, because wherever you go in Japan, always there's mountains there. Mountains are beautiful, and lots of hiking population there who enjoys Japanese Alps hiking and so forth. When I was in Japan, I have a few opportunity to climb some of the mountains, and it's very, very nice. I think it's very different from the mountains in Colorado, for example. Mountains in Colorado are very dry, more or less. It's beautiful, but it's kind of dry. But mountains in Japan is kind of wet. And highest mountain is about 12,000 feet, so it's not that high. But however, very, very mountainous scenery all around. It's beautiful there. I think that's why the many people, Japanese people, love hiking in the mountains. And I really feel that hiking or walking in the mountains gives you more or less like the happiness of being in nature, I think you feel like you are alone. You are pretty much living by yourself and close to nature. And that particular feeling, I think it's a universal feeling of this happiness of being alive on the earth.